Tertiary treatment is optional and carried out after secondary treatment. This is the final touch to the treatment process before returning treated water back to the natural environment. What are the principles of tertiary treatment? What processes are used? This is what we are going to look at in this capsule. The purpose of tertiary treatment is to improve the effectiveness of processes for treating suspended solids, phosphorus and pathogens. This is a complementary stage in the wastewater treatment process. Therefore, a tertiary treatment process is not systematically implemented because this depends on the quality targets for treated water and the treatment processes used upstream. Performing tertiary treatment may also depend on the receiving environment. Generally, wastewater treatment plants that treat effluent coming from major urban areas use a tertiary treatment process. This is rarer for smaller urban areas. Here, we will only be looking at the main extensive processes, such as lagooning, for example, frequently used as a secondary treatment process in rural areas and in certain cases as a tertiary treatment process in larger urban areas. Let us take a look at all the different extensive processes used in tertiary treatment. Let us start with the natural lagooning. Here, treatment is carried out in several cascading, watertight ponds, allowing the water to be treated to be retained for a long time. Lagooning is based on the basic mechanism of photosynthesis. Lagooning may be used as a secondary or tertiary treatment. In the case of secondary treatment, the upper layer of water in the pond is exposed to light. This exposure enables the development of algae that produce the oxygen required for the development and upkeep of aerobic bacteria. These bacteria break down organic matter. Carbon dioxide, or CO2, formed by the bacteria and mineral salts contained in wastewater enable algae to multiply. There is a proliferation of bacteria and planktonic algae, or microphytes. As long as the system receives solar energy and organic matter, the circle self-regulates. Anaerobic bacteria are found at the bottom of the pond, which breaks down the sediment resulting from settling in organic material by releasing carbon dioxide and methane of CH4. If lagooning is used for tertiary treatment purposes, it disinfects the water coming from the plant using natural sunlights. In this case, ultraviolet light from sunlight inactivates pathogens. The more the surface area of lagoons is greater the retention time and the removal of microorganisms will be higher. As a secondary or tertiary treatment, lagooning is thereby a rustic method that requires a large amount of space. Tertiary treatment can also be carried out by implementing percolation filtration processes. Percolation filtration is a purification process based on aerobic biological filtration, i.e., in the presence of oxygen on a fine medium. The purpose here is to develop biomass on the upper part of the filtering medium, which will break down the pollution. The first process using this percolation filtration principle is the sand filter. The principle consists in passing water to be treated through a bed of filtering material, in this case, sand. While it is passing through, the water's quality considerably improves as a number of microorganisms decreases and suspended solids are removed. This is made possible by the sand's filtering properties, which retain suspended solids and let the water pass through the grains. Another process used is reed bed filters. Reeds are naturally robust plants that can withstand dry conditions, being submerged by water and freezing conditions. Multiplying easily, they have the particularity of generating a network of roots called rhizomes, upon which microorganisms develop. These break down polluting matters. The zone below the soil where these roots grow is called the rhizosphere. This rhizosphere facilitates runoff through soil layers and prevents clogging. Having been previously settled, the effluent flows abruptly onto the filtering medium through regular pond loads, enabling good distribution of liquid and oxygenation of the filtering medium. This also prevents clogging. Water then passes through the first layer of fine sand, then the layer of coarse gravel. What you need to remember: tertiary treatment is an optional stage in wastewater treatment. Certain tertiary treatment processes may be used in secondary treatment. Tertiary treatment processes are lagooning, sand filter, filters planted with reeds.